The path to spiritual awakening, or to fully remembering what we really are, or enlightenment, isn't very difficult, but it's very different. And because it's so different from our normal, or not normal, but our current paradigms, mindset, and state of being and mode of operation, it makes it seem difficult because it's so different. And how is it different? It's a shift from, and this is all based off of spiritual masters and channeled guides and different books, it's a switch from fear to love. That's the biggest one. That really covers it all. But it's a switch from operating from survival, the ego's mindset, the individualistic thinking of I need to do this, I need to succeed, it's competitive, I need to gain, into moving from that into operating from the whole, or doing the will of the one. It's a switch from thinking about the future, making plans, constantly making plans, or dwelling on the past, and switching to being in the moment. Now this is a big one, and of course it's been made well known by Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, which is brilliant, because it really cuts through all of that chatter, because it's true. There's only now. This one's crazy to think about, because if you just applying it to myself, like if I really be fully in the present, if I'm not planning and thinking about the future all the time, that's like most of what my energy goes to mentally, is thinking about, oh, I'm going to do next year, I got to do this differently, I got to achieve, I got to gain these things, I got to, which I don't think is bad, but it's just interesting looking within yourself and noticing how much energy goes towards that. And really there's only in this moment. It's like a constant bringing back your awareness to the moment. And just thinking about if you're really going to be fully in the moment, what would that look like? It's another thing what's so different. It's a switch from it's a switch into being very childlike. It's like you're just innocently aware of this moment and you're enjoying your senses, which you're perceiving. You're not thinking about the past. You're not unsure of how you should be. You just self-express naturally. And there's a silence and such a peace arises from that, because you realize so much mental noise and so much emotional turbulence occurs because of thinking of the past or the future. It's pretty enlightening just thinking about this simple idea, which is why The Power of Now, of course, is so amazing. It really cuts through a lot of fluff, a lot of BS, gets to the point. So that alone is a huge difference of why it's such a different path, but not difficult. This is why this idea, again and again, that shows up from spiritual masters and channeled guides and different books, is to surrender, is to let go, is to allow, is to be humble, is to have humility. The meek shall inherit the earth. It's because you need to be receptive. You need to have a sensitivity. You need to yield. You need to be open enough and silent enough within to receive this energy that is within everything. It is very subtle. It is very quiet because it is everything. It is the one in everything. It is your true identity. It is the very foundation. Let go. Trust. We got you. The higher mind, God, Goddess, Gaia, consciousness, whatever you wish to call it, the true identity, love, energy. It is what everything is. God is. So relax, right? It's like chill, breathe, just trust and open up and allow this bliss that you already are to express through you. And like Jesus shares, the way is easy. You'll find repose for yourselves. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, surrender unto me fully, give all your love to me, devote everything to me, and it'll all be good. It'll be easy. You'll awaken. And that just goes to show why the state of the earth right now is what it is, because the main paradigm, state of mind and state of being, is so different from this natural state of fully allowing, of receiving that will of the one. Like, just imagine operating from that, just those differences, operating from that space, from that state of mind. At first it's frightening, because at least for me, because it's like, wait, I'm so used to constantly having to plan, control, so on and so forth, and to think that you could just fully let go, it almost seems lazy from the point of view of our paradigm, or irresponsible. And what does that look like? It's like you're fully trusting in the moment that everything's going to show up. You're going to know what you need to know when you need to know it, like Bashar says. You're going to be guided. There's going to be synchronicities show up. But of course, at first it might be a little scary to let go, because that's what you're used to. You're used to hanging on to that and fighting the current. And it is also very liberating to think of this. It's like, oh man, I can kind of let go. There is a higher mind, a higher self that loves me, that is what I truly am. So of course it loves me. It's what everything truly is. So it's all working together if you allow it to. And it's a constant practice of letting things go that come up, letting it go, surrender, trust, move more into the heart from the head space. And when you start practicing this and you keep catching yourself getting lost in your mind chatter or your perceptions or your definitions, if you keep catching yourself, you realize you really are only affected by your thoughts, as the Course in Miracles shares. And another thing you realize, what Bashar shares, is circumstances don't matter. Your state of being matters. So how you are defining that circumstance is what matters. How you are choosing to feel by your own definitions and perceptions. It's pretty trippy if you really start catching yourself and you're like, wow, it's really all this, any drama they experience is all self-created. Easy for me to say that I don't have people shooting at me, or there aren't bombs going off around me. Much easier for me to say than if I'm not in those situations, of course, but I'm just trying to remember. I want to remember. I want to remember what we are. I think that's what will help humanity the most. So I humbly share these ideas, and I share them to help others and to help myself. Thank you.